I've been procrastinating for the last 10-15 minutes, nervously thinking, what am I doing? Because what I want to share with you is one of my most embarrassing habits, which I would put more on the Tourettes side than the OCD side. And as we've spoke before, I've been diagnosed with OCD and I'm borderline case with Tourette's. So I do get the tics and the nervous twitches and habits and facial grimaces and things like this. Obviously, it's a bit of a spoiler because I think I've probably put on the title that I've destroyed most of my back teeth. Well, front ones are all right, but the back ones, I have destroyed them, and it's really one of my most embarrassing things I've never ever told anybody, and I think it's only me and my dentist. And if you know me, you probably know that I go to my dentist most weeks. At least every fortnight for the last 10 years. It's just something that is a necessary evil. However, I have become very good friends with my dentist, and that's not just because I'm there every couple of weeks or every week sometimes. It's because I believe that we formed quite a good friendship and we've had some really good talks and spent time together. And I think we've both helped each other and gleaned a really strong friendship. So I won't name you, but thank you, my good friend. And while we're on the subject, can you finish these teeth that are missing? So I've had a habit of crunching my jaw since I was probably 17 or something like that. And it wasn't a problem at first, but it started to become a problem. The jaw muscle is I believe, and I think I've read correctly, and so correct me if I'm wrong, it's one of the strongest muscles in the body. It's incredibly powerful and able to put an immense amount of poundage pressure to crush and to break things and to eat food, and that's what it does. However, if you're not eating food and you use those muscles against just by grinding your teeth. And it's not grinding the teeth. Grinding is a different thing. By clenching and grimacing and crushing your teeth together, it's possible to shatter them. Now look, this is embarrassing for me, so bear with me. You can't see the top back ones, they're fairly much replaced, but the bottom ones, most of them have been replaced at the back, implants. There's a metal titanium peg in one. One has got to have a thing put on, I don't know what it's called, and I'm waiting for two to be whatever they are. They're made in a laboratory, blah blah blah. Fortunately, it's only the back of my teeth I've destroyed, because the front ones you don't really clench those in the same way. And it was a habit it was just something I used to always have to do. And when I was in my 20s, that's when it became a problem, because I'd been doing it for so long. What would happen is I would do it as hard as I possibly could, until, this is going to sound crazy, until I could hear a crack, like when you break a sweet or sort of a hard mint or something, that crack. And I would do that, and after I'd done that, I said, really hurt, and I realised what I'd done. I couldn't believe why I was doing these things. So obviously then I had to go to the dentist, and the dentist would say, you've chipped your tooth, must have been eating something hard. So, obviously I didn't share the reason why I did this, but it was like an itch and like a sneeze, and like I had to do it, and I could sometimes put it off or do it lightly, but I had to come back later, and without thinking I would crack my finger. That wasn't another tooth, it was a finger clicking. So I would do this, and then of course I had anxiety because I had to wait weeks to go to the dentist. I had pain because the crack would normally started to get down to the root. And 10 years ago I got a new dentist who's absolutely brilliant, and I won't even tell you who he is because I don't want you to use him, because he's mine. And we started to look at the teeth and see what damage had been done. And obviously, I've had the odd feeling, and bits and pieces there. But generally, I would say most of the damage has been caused by this cracking and this just crushing my teeth till they shatter. And then they started, as I've got older, because I'm 48 now, started to shatter right down to the root, just crack right down like that. You see, like that? Like that. And obviously to the root, and there was no point capping them or repairing them, because every time they were repaired, literally the next day I would crack them again. I just had to do it. And I hated going to the dentist, and nobody really enjoys going to the dentist now. I think I enjoy going to the dentist now because I've gone past that, being bothered about the pain, and it's more. It's very good. There's a certain relief to know that I'm actually on a journey to fixing this problem, and I don't suffer like I used to from the pain because the back ones generally have all been replaced. But I'm trying to be open and honest about something that's really embarrassing, and the reason I'm telling you this is because there must be people out there who think, well, do you have to do those habits? Do you have to do this? Can't you just stop yourself? Trust me, I really, really would just say that if you can stop yourself, it's for a very, very short period of time, because anybody who knows anything about dentistry, that an implant's about £4,000. It's not something any sane, normal, right-minded person will do to themselves unless there's something very, very strong, compelling to do it. And I've suffered all my life with it, and it's just been a real problem. But there are people in the world who are worse off and who have bigger problems than that. This is just really, I'm sharing with you to, I think to bring it home to people that, especially if you do struggle with these habits and things. And before I was diagnosed, I just thought why am I doing these things? It didn't appear that other people did them. And I didn't know there was a reason. I didn't even know there was OCD and Tourettes. I didn't know there was other people. I broke down when I found out there was other people like me struggling with these things. And I was about 32 when I found out, 32, 33. I later got diagnosed at 38, which I'll talk to you about in another video. So I wanted to leave you with honest, truthful example of how destructive mentally, emotionally, and physically Tourette's and OCD, having habits and tics, it's really not fun. And I feel very sorry for people who, and I admire their courage for dealing with Tourette's when they're really heavily diagnosed with it. And it's I can understand how it must be be very destructive to your life. So I hope that's of some help, and that was hard for me to do, and I'm just going to leave it at that. So thank you.